Welcome to the Atlantic Ocean. More specifically, the Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle is a place that has been soaked in mystery and legend and stories for so long that it's just completely cemented itself in the cultural zeitgeist. I feel like the immediate gut reaction that most people have when you talk about the Bermuda Triangle is that it is a very, very dangerous body of water, which it's definitely seen its fair share of tragedy over the years, but you also have to remember that's just how the open ocean is. By sheer volume of tragedies, the most dangerous part of the ocean is called the Graveyard of the Atlantic. More specifically, the Outer Banks area of North Carolina. More than 5,000 vessels have sunk in the waters of the Outer Banks since records started being kept in 1526, and an unknown amount of human lives. The Bermuda Triangle itself has about 300 known shipwrecks in that area since records have been kept, which is still a lot, don't get me wrong, but it's nowhere near the number off the coast of the United States. Where the Bermuda Triangle gets its fame from is because there have been a handful of mysterious disappearances. And with almost anything, when you have, mysterious circumstances and lack of information, things just kind of snowball out of control. There's really two stories that stand out among the rest of them. One of them is the USS Cyclops in 1918. It was a Navy supply ship that had 306 crew members on board, and it disappeared while going through the Bermuda Triangle. There was no explanation given for why it disappeared, and no wreckage was ever found of it. And then probably the most famous story from the Bermuda Triangle was in 1945 when a group of torpedo bombers known as Flight 19 took off from Fort Lauderdale. They were doing a training flight and they just never returned back to base. One of the only clues about this disappearance was a radio transmission that was picked up where some of the crew members were talking about the compasses being haywire. Some people think that the compasses on board started pointing at true north instead of magnetic north. And then when they were trying to make their way back, that kind of pointed them in the wrong direction. And they tried to redirect and ended up redirecting back out into the ocean, ended up running out of gas, and then ultimately falling into the Atlantic. Almost all of these stories of disappearances have rational explanations to them. And truly what it does come down to is that the ocean is just dangerously unpredictable. In a weird way, it's almost comparable to space exploration and spaceflight. If something happens, you're basically by yourself. And if bad things keep happening and cascading and you're not able to problem solve them fast enough, you're not going to make it out alive.